Hi everyone, Merely Sims here. I'm going to talk about The Sims 4 today and its evolution over the past 8 years. When The Sims 4 was first released in 2014, it quickly became one of the most popular sim games ever, introducing a bunch of new features like Create a Sim and open world building. It also gave the beloved sim game a fresh, modern look. Since then, The Sims 4 has had several updates and expansions, adding even more features, deeper customization, and an even more immersive gaming experience. So get ready for a look at the key features of The Sims 4 and how it's evolved since its initial release. So first we're going to tell you about the Create a Sim in The Sims 4. Create a Sim in The Sims 4 has been totally revitalized compared to Create a Sim in the previous iterations of the Sims franchise, which makes it way more intuitive and flexible than ever before. You can customize your Sims' physical features by clicking and dragging different parts of the body. You can make the legs larger or smaller. You can go into the rear end area, making it larger or smaller. You can make them slouch or make them sit up straight. You know, loads of different ways that you can customize your sim in Create a Sim. You can also adjust your sim's overall body size and muscle mass with sliders. So you can make them super muscular or not muscular at all. You can make them very thin or larger framed, or anything in between by clicking these sliders here. The facial features are also customized with the same click and drag mechanic. Plus, there's a detail mode that allows you to make even more precise changes. And the best part, any changes you make to one side of the body or head are automatically made to the other side. The only thing that, and I wish that they would do this, is have a slide for the hair as well. You can make the head larger or smaller, but I would love it if you could click and drag on the hair, for example, to tweak different parts of the hair. Like maybe, for example, I want this ponytail here to be a bit longer or shorter, or maybe I want this twist here to be smaller. It would be really nice to be able to do that. Unfortunately, yeah, they don't have that. There's also in Create a Sim some new updates that have changed the way that you can personalize your Sims even more, and they are through the pronouns. So you can now give your Sims specific pronouns: they, them, she, her, he, him, or you can customize your Sims pronouns to however you want them to be. And you can also customize their gender options and their sexual orientation options. So you can make your Sim completely gay, you can make them pansexual, which is default for the game, or you can make them straight. Same thing with gender. You can give them a masculine frame, you know, maybe they're transgender and they're just starting their transition. Or you can give them a clothing preference of masculine or feminine. And you can also set whether a Sim can become pregnant, get others pregnant, or can't have children at all. And finally, you can choose whether the Sim can use the toilet standing or if they have to sit to use the toilet. All these options just give the personalization a huge boost, just to make your Sims more individual and more unique. So the Sims in The Sims 4 have a lot more emotional depth than any previous game in the series. Not only do their emotions affect the actions that they take, but they can also affect the emotions of other Sims around them. And if they reach an extreme emotional state, they can be killed by their emotions. All of this is affected by their moodlets, traits, and life stage, so it's really important to keep an eye on your Sim's emotions. For example, you'll see here that my Sim is happy due to it being the first snow of the year, and that gives her a happy moodlet for 6 hours. You'll see here that our sim has been really mean to Jeffrey Landgrab, and he's angry and she's angry due to losing an argument that they just had. So this is how your Sims can be affected by the moods of others, as well as the actions that they do with other Sims. If she gets too angry, then she could potentially die from extreme anger. While they're arguing it out, let's talk about the Sims 4 Gallery. The Sims 4 Gallery is an in-game exchange feature which allows you to share your Sims, families, and buildings with other Sims players. You can add your own creations to the gallery or pull other player creations into your game quickly. And the way that you pull other people's creations into your game is you click whatever you want. You grab a room or a sim or a house or whatever, and you just click this button here that says save room to my library, or you can click on this button here on the right that says place room, and that will place it on your current lot. Best of all, everything added to the game through the gallery is playable immediately, so you don't need to restart the game. You can just grab something off the gallery, place it in your game, and continue playing. You do need an internet connection to access the gallery, but no subscriptions are required. All you need is an EA account. And since 2020, the gallery is available to console versions, so console players can also freely share content with PC and Mac players and vice versa. Let's take a look at build mode next. The Sims 4 has a totally revitalized room-based build mode. You can place down rooms and stretch them out until they're the size that you want them. You can also pick up the whole room and move it around the lot to wherever you want. You can also rotate the room around. Plus, you can use the gallery, as I mentioned before, to upload your rooms or download rooms from other players to add to your houses. And to do that, click this light bulb button or hit F4 on your keyboard, and it will take you straight to the gallery. There are a bunch of updates to pre-existing build mode features as well. Walls and half walls now have several different heights. Walls have 3 different heights that you can set on each level of the building. So you've got your short wall height, your medium wall height, and then your tall wall height. And half walls go from you're barely there, and you can see here the difference in heights as we go across. And then the tallest is the extraordinarily enormous half wall, and that is almost as big as your tallest wall. So with your walls, you can add windows. You can adjust the windows so you can make them really low down or really high up on the wall, literally wherever you choose just by dragging. Columns will automatically stretch or contract to match the height of the wall when you place them. And of course, you can stretch the column up yourself or shrink it down. You can add columns to railings without using the move objects cheats as well, like so. And let's say if I had a floor up here, then we'd be able to add columns up there as well, as you can see here. Or you can take a fence and add railings on the fence here as well, without using move objects cheats. Foundations are no longer treated as separate levels of the building. You can add and remove foundations. Even if you have a building that is already built, you can add foundations, lower the foundations. You can also raise or lower the height of the platform inside of your building or individual rooms. So you can lower platform, and you can lower the platform very, very low, as you can see here. So you can create like a room that's underground, or create a room That's technically ground floor, but is extremely elevated. Also, you might notice with the foundations, each individual building on a lot is separate. So it used to be that if I changed the foundation of one building, then it would automatically lower or raise the foundation of the other buildings, but that is no longer the case. Makes building so much easier. Let's do a quick overview of the different Sims creatures that you can find in The Sims 4. First of all, we have ghosts. As you can see here, Jeffrey Landgraab is now a ghost. They appear after a Sim has died, and they can possess objects, spook Sims, or act out based on how they died. Now, our friend Jeffrey Landgraab here died by anger. In here, you can sometimes see the way that Sims died by a little ghostly appearance inside of their chest. For example, if they got killed by a killer chicken, there would be a chicken inside of their chest. If they got killed by rabid rodent fever, they would actually be dressed up in like a rodent costume. Ghost Sims can gain special abilities based on how they died, like a ghost who died by fire can start fires when they're angry. You can bring ghosts back to life in a bunch of different ways, like using ambrosia or a book of life. They're not easy, but you can totally do it. So next up, we have aliens. Now you can find aliens naturally by exploring Sixam, which is the alien home planet, being in a scientist career, or by creating them and create a sim. Aliens have a bunch of abilities, like erasing minds, empathizing, and even transmuting metals and elements. Plus, they have a human form so they can blend in with society. And they can even be caught by other Sims as an alien. So you can accuse an alien Sim of being an alien, and if you're right and they are actually an alien, then they will lose their human appearance. Then we have vampires. You can turn Sims into vampires with the Vampire Creation perk, or create them and create a Sim. Vampires have a whole bunch of powers and abilities, but they also have weaknesses to balance them out. They can ask stronger vampires to train them and help them rise in the ranks to become even more powerful. You also have mermaids. You can become a mermaid in The Sims 4 by acquiring mermaidic kelp and eating that, or you can create them and create a sim. Mermaids are mostly normal when they're outside of the water. They do have access to a few of their powers. When they enter a body of water, however, they will transform into this form, the mermaid form, with a tail and fin colors. The fins and the colors of the fins can be tailored and create a sim. Mermaids are able to swim faster than a sim with level 10 fitness. Their hygiene stat is replaced with hydration. They are really good at diving and finding treasures in the ocean. Mermaids have a wide variety of powers, including summoning ocean threats and Siren's Call, and you can also call a dolphin to your sim as well, and become a good friend with the dolphin. You can also get Siren's Lullaby as a perk, which is 4 different songs, which place a positive or negative moodlet on the sim that you've targeted. Then we've got the Spellcasters. The Spellcasters is a life state introduced in The Sims 4 Realm of Magic. Spellcasters are denizens of Glimmerbrook and the Magic Realm. They can cast spells as well as concoct potions to create a variety of magical effects. Spellcasters and familiars are introduced in the realm of magic. You can become a spellcaster through the 3 sages in the magic realm, through magical lineage, or create one and create a sim. Spellcasters are magically imbued Sims who can cast spells, concoct potions, and grow in their own perk system, just like vampires. Familiars are magical creatures that aid spellcasters in dueling and spellcasting, and they can protect them from death. There are a wide variety of familiars. You can get them through familiar orbs, such as this one, which is the familiar dragon. This is what the dragon familiar looks like. Aren't they cute? Absolutely adorable. And finally, we have werewolves. The werewolves were included in the 12th game pack for The Sims 4 titled Werewolves. The pack introduced the werewolf life state into The Sims 4, similar manner to The Sims 2 Pets and The Sims 3 Supernatural, and it added the new world of Moonwood Mill. They can transform from human to werewolf. You can make your sim become a werewolf by asking another werewolf to turn you, or by making one and create a sim. Werewolves have a wide variety of unlockable abilities, new temperaments, and a version of soulmates, which is called Fated Mates. For a quick overview of some of the animals that you can find in The Sims 4, with cats and dogs, you can add cats and dogs into your game. You can also add dogs and cats that look like foxes and raccoons to your Sims household. Unlike The Sims 3 Pets, you cannot control your dog or your cat. But aren't they adorable? There's a wide variety of breeds that you can choose from for your dogs, as you can see here. And, of course, you can change their appearance. You can change their color of their coat. Same thing with the cats. With the release of Country Living, foxes, as well as rabbits, cows, llamas, chickens, and birds became a reality in your Sims worlds. In Jungle Adventure, you can find skeletons, which are mostly NPCs, but your sim can become a skeleton temporarily through relics. They can also summon skeletons through relics. Yeah, if you would like me to do an in-depth guide on Jungle Adventure and everything you can do with relics, let me know, and I will happily do that. The relics do a wide variety of things, but yeah, you do have skeleton NPCs in the game. Finally, with my first pet stuff, you can find rodents. You can tend to them and give them special treats to add features or make them less intelligent. But watch out, because they can cause rabid rodent fever, which can be deadly. But look at them. I mean, they're seriously adorable. So we've got Hammy the hamster, Thimble, who is a hedgehog, Whiskers, who's a rat, and then you've got Boobalus, the void critter. These are your 4 available rodents that you can purchase in the My First Pet stuff. Seriously recommend it. It's so cute to be able to interact with these. They don't do much, but your Sims can interact with them. Okay, so finally, let's take a look at servos. Servos in The Sims 4, they're basically androids. If you reach level 8 of the robotic skill, your sim can build a servo, which will join your active Sims household. You have to have an available slot in your household in order for you to be able to activate it and add it to your household. Servos have fewer needs than living Sims and are great at gaining skills. Just watch out, because water is basically toxic to them, so if they get wet for too long, they'll turn into a pile of scrap. If you create a servo and you cannot add it to your Sims household, or you don't want to add it to your Sims household, you can always sell it for 6,000 simoleons. So when it first came out, The Sims 4 was already way more intuitive and flexible than its predecessors, with a totally revitalized and controversial Create a Sim tool and open world building. Since then, it's seen several updates and expansions, adding even more features, deeper customization, and an even more immersive gaming experience. For example, in 2015, The Sims 4 added new active careers such as doctor, veterinarian, and scientist, a retail shopping world, which is Magnolia Promenade, aliens, camping via Destination World. So camping is at Granite Falls. Clubs and spas. 2016 saw the addition of the City Living expansion, which brought an urban setting at San Myshuno, which contained apartments and festivals, and they also brought out the Dine Out pack, which allows players to own their own restaurant. 2017 brought the Vampires game pack, along with Forgotten Hollow, and Vampires, of course, and a new magic realm called Glimmerbrook for you to explore, and Parenthood pack, which completely changed and gave new life to how adult Sims and children interact with each other. Cats and Dogs finally released in late 2017, and that gave us Brindleton Bay World, a veterinary career, and of course Cats and Dogs. 2018 was the Year of the Seasons expansion, which added gardening, outdoor activities, and weather, finally. We were also given a new world, Selvadorada. I can never pronounce that. Selvadorada. Yes, via Jungle Adventure. It added fame and fortune in getting famous, along with Del Sol Valley. Then in 2019, we saw the addition of the Island Living expansion, which gave us the wonderful world of Sulani, which also brought mermaids and the ability to explore the ocean. Then we've got Strangerville, where we were introduced to the Mother. Universities, which gave us Brychester. And, of course, the Realm of Magic, which, as I mentioned before, gave us Glimmerbrook. 2020 saw the addition of the Star Wars Journey to Batuu game pack, which added a new Star Wars-themed world, plus a bunch of Star Wars-inspired items and activities, even though no one wants to go to the world. Seriously, don't get Batuu. The option to save or destroy the world with Eco Lifestyle, which also came with a world Evergreen Harbor, and Snow Sports with a new Japanese-inspired world of Mount Komorebi. 2021 gave us the Dream Home Decorator Pack, and English Cottage Living with Hinford on Bagley World. And just in the past year, 2022, we've seen the addition of the My Wedding Stories pack, which gave us the New World Tartosa, as well as added a revamped wedding event system that still doesn't work properly. Then the Werewolves pack was released not too long ago. 1 month after turning furry, we all went back to high school in the New World Copperdale in High School Years pack. I mean, wow, The Sims 4 has come a long way since 2014, and I haven't even mentioned all the free updates, kits, and stuff packs that have been released over the past 8 years. It's amazing to see how much the game has changed and evolved over the years, and I cannot wait to see what's next, like the upcoming Infants update. That is an overlook of everything that's been added, all the major things that have been added to The Sims 4 over the last 8 years. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if there's anything I missed, because there is a lot of stuff, but if there's anything that I missed or anything that you would like to see a specific video about, please do mention it in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you liked it. I don't ask this very often at all, but it would greatly help the channel out. And I will see you all later. Have a great day. Bye.